Welcome to a new edition of Catherine's Low Income Prepping and Survival. Anyhow, it's been a while, and I apologize for that. But the next thing that we're going to talk about is some stuff that's been going on. But before we start that, please remember to like and subscribe if you watch this. I can always use them because that gets the internet gods or whoever they are to put me on the main listing so that people can see my videos. Well, let's talk about the first thing that I wanted to talk about today. And that's, we're still having problems. Now we're putting nuclear weapons closer to Russia. Russia, in return, is putting nuclear weapons closer to us. They're moving them into Belarus. Poland says if they're going to, if they invade Ukraine, well, then Poland says they'll go into Ukraine and take part of it, and that way, using their NATO forces or membership or however they're thinking it's going to work, they're going to stop them from, continuing closer to Poland. And Poland's going to claim part of it. That'll be interesting to see. All right, and now NATO's expelling the Russian diplomats, from what I understand. That was on the news. And we've expelled a lot of their diplomats, and they've expelled a lot of Western Europe's diplomats. So it continues to move up, and they're putting more planes and ships out in oceans, and we're doing the same thing in early warning systems. They're showing on the news where they had these big globes on these ships and different ships, so they had early warning radar. Things are getting a little tense. People keep threatening, especially, since they made Putin a war criminal. There's several people in his government says if Putin's ever arrested, they'll just nuke that country. I mean, when are we going to let these people stop threatening us? I don't know. You think that we would do something? I mean, with all the technology we have, all the stuff, you think that technology, we would do something. All right. So anyhow, let's get back to the prepping part. Well, last month I went out and I bought some 40-liter dry bags and some other camping equipment, and I went through our backpacks, and we have 2 Osprey backpacks, and we also have 2 day packs. And I have water filters in those, and a water filter in Tammy's backpack, water filters in my backpack. Plus she has a water pump from when I hiked the Appalachian Trail. That was a long time ago. I had cleaned it out, cleaned it up good, sterilized it, and put new tubes and stuff on it. Because water, 3 days without water and you're dead. So you got to have that water. So we've got more than 3 times ways to get water now, which I think is enough. All right, sorry, my nose is itching today. I've got allergies. Okay, next. Let's look at other things. And we got some tools to make fire. We have lighters, we have odds and ends. I have one of those magnesium bars with the ferro rod on the backside to make the sparks, and so on and so forth. And I got a bunch of other odds and ends, and I finally found my entrenching tool, which is a nice fold-up one. It's got a pick-on one in, and it's got other stuff. Put the machete on the backpack. And I just thought about I ought to put the file in the backpack too. My pack is around 24 pounds. So by the time I put all this stuff in my backpack, it's going to be around 28, I can tell that. And this pack is only rated at between 35 and 40-something pounds, about 43 pounds. I don't think I'd want to carry more than that in it. So I'm planning on in the future buying another ILBE or a very large civilian type backpack, which I'm going to look into next month. And because I also want to place my firearms, my rifle, my shotgun within the backpack. I think that would be great if I could do that. A, it would protect them, and B, if they're alongside a really tall backpack, then hopefully that will camouflage them a little bit to keep prying eyes from knowing what they are. All right, and then like I said, I'd like to get like a chest rig, but not a battle rig. I'd like a bag that would hook to the backpack in between, and with the day pack, if I get the assault pack for the, if I can get the ILBE, which is what I really want to get, and I can get the assault pack, I can go ahead and have it set up for both the assault pack and the ILBE. So when I get to camp, I can take the ILBE off, transfer stuff into it after I set up camp and I'm sitting there resting, and then I can carry the chest rig, my belly bag, and the assault pack as one complete unit, survival unit. And of course I have a, what they would call a, I would say it's more of a battle or shooting belt, and I have some bags and magazine holders and stuff like that that are on that. And that will be part of a system separate from the ILBE, that I'll be able to leave the ILBE in camp and go out and do the hunting and stuff like that, and foraging. Okay, so now, one of the things you can do really cheap is, and I would suggest you do this, is buy a flat of water, maybe 2 flats of water. Put one away in the bottom of your closet. Put one in your kitchen. Drink that water if you need it. Put some out in your car. Put 3 or 4 bottles in the trunk of your car inside like a cloth shopping bag. Or maybe buy a little, what would you call, milk crate from one of the stores and put it in there. Put some water in there. Maybe you put some flavored drinks, a couple lighters, so maybe a little pot to cook with, just in case you need that when you're out. And then you have something in the car. You also might want to put a couple of tents. I would get at least a 12 by 16 tarp and get some ropes. Get at least 250 feet of rope. Put it in there. Roll duct tape. Small bunch of tools in your trunk, so you have things to fix things if there's a problem, and something simple. You don't have to sit on the side of the road for 4 hours while the tow truck comes, because if you're way out in the boonies or something, or what if you don't have a cell, and then you could have like a little backpack in there. It doesn't have to be a fancy backpack, just a small backpack, and in that put some fire stuff. Put some couple bottled waters in 2 side pockets. Make sure it has little side pockets for water. So you have some water to drink. Put that inside or wherever. Throw a little blanket in the back of the car. Throw it over the bag. That way you have something to stay warm with if you decide to stay in the car, in case it's cold. Or you just want to cuddle up underneath the blanket. You can get in the back and take a nap back there. So, I mean, different things. Use the car as shelter, So, there's that. That's a good thing for you to get. You can set yourself up with that and be able to take care of yourself a little bit. Now, last month I went out and I got 4 cans of the ground meat. I got some pork and I got some hamburger. I don't know if you've seen those Keystone cans of meat. That's a good way to buy meat because A, it's pre-cooked. If you buy the big cans, they're around 10 to 12 bucks. They're pre-cooked. There's a pound and a half in there. And being pre-cooked, you want to think about it, it's almost 2 pounds. So that's about what an average good quality hamburger costs. So, and you don't have to cook it. You can eat it right out of the can. Now you can get the smaller cans. They're $4 and something a piece. But they're only 14 point something ounces, so you got to have 2 of them to make the same as the big can. But if it's just one person. And then, they've got those little lunches. You can put these in your car too, that come with a cookie, a fruit cup, and they're shelf stable. And you can put them in your and they come with like chicken salad. And crackers. They have tuna ones. Anyhow, you can put a couple of them in your backpack, and a couple of granola bars, a couple of protein bars, maybe like 4 packages in some doubled Ziploc bags of oatmeal. Put everything in bags to help cut down the smell, just in case, you're out somewhere and there's mice or squirrels or something. They try to get to them inside the car. Sometimes they can get in there. You got to be careful. You never know why there might be a little hole or a drain hole or something like that. Little mice, All right, so this is some ideas for you. I intend to get a couple of sport blankets to put in the backpacks. I intend the heavy kind with the reflective side and maybe a camo or an orange side on it. I prefer a camo, though, side. I want to get a few more items and some 20-liter dry bags so that we can put all of our them inside our day packs, which are basically our technical salt packs right now. When I say salt packs, I never intend to have to fight or salt something or that's why I don't call my belt really a war bag, because I don't intend to go to war. I mean, all we have is basically a deer rifle, a shotgun, some 22s, so that we can hunt small game, so that we can live in the woods if we had to, so that we can live when we get our own piece of property and we have something to hunt food with. I can walk out to the woods, hopefully, because if we ever can get a piece of property, it's going to be near the woods. And really, I'm not that far away from the woods where I am. I can walk out there in the day without a problem. I mean, it'll be a little tiring for me, and I'll have to camp as soon as I get to the woods, but I can do it. Anyhow, and then walk back in a day, too. So I'd only have to be gone for a few days. And can hopefully come back with food. So, I don't know. You got to think about what you need and what you can live with. If you can hunt and you don't have a problem with that, then you can hunt. But hey, if you don't want to hunt, remember, you got to survive. You got to eat. You have maybe another person in your life you're taking care of. Maybe you have children. You might want to think about maybe some large traps. Maybe you get some squirrels in a tree, put some peanut butter on a large rat trap. Maybe you can get a squirrel. Put out a couple of humane traps. Get yourself a Crosman air pistol or rifle or something, and maybe you could get a raccoon or a possum or something. They always joked on Hee Haw about possum pie, So, man, I've eaten possum. It's not bad if you cook it right. Same thing with raccoons. You got to cook them right, prepare them right. They're good in spaghetti sauce if you chop them up in little tiny pieces. Okay, squirrel's good too. You can fry squirrel, you can chop it up and make soup or stew out of it. You could take maybe some pancake batter and make some dumplings, cook them up a little bit, brown them, and then drop them in your soup or stew. But anyhow, we're getting close to the end of this video. I just wanted to touch base. I wish you all well. I hope we're still here in a few weeks. I really do worry about this Russian thing. When I was growing up, I remember the missiles of October. I remember my stepfather, who I wasn't a good guy, but he did want to take care of his family as far as, we had food, water, he had a weapon. He was an ex-military person. So, anyhow, I worried about that until finally when they took the wall down in Germany. I thought for sure that maybe they'd go capitalistic, but it's only evident that they got a dictatorship. So Putin's a dictator, Xi's a dictator, and we got that crazy guy in North Korea. So, and then we got the Iranian people that want to subjugate women, that want to punish women for being women. I mean, why can't people just all be nice? Why can't people just get along? Remember to hold the people you love and give them hugs and tell them how much you love them. Goodbye for now.